Welcome back to Split the Party. So a couple weeks ago, I told you guys about a game that I really like, Xenoshift Onslaught. I didn't get a lot of time to tell you why I like it, so I figured that I was going to make this the first of our new projects. We've decided that for some games, instead of just telling you about why I like the game and why I think you should buy the game, we're actually going to come back to a second video showing you a little bit of how to play the game, give you a little bit of an idea of what it's like when your hands are actually on the game. You're taking your turns, so you can maybe make a little bit more of an educated decision before you go out and purchase this game or go out and play this game with your friends as to whether or not this is something that you're looking for, and go into it armed with a little bit of knowledge. So, the first thing that you have to do, if you remember last time, I showed you these are static. These are always set up. You always have the three different Xenoshift. Pretty sure I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. Go ahead and just flame me like crazy about that. But you have the three different strengths of Xenoshift, and then you have these guys which are always available. They start out in the beginning of every game. Then you have a number of cards that you will shuffle, draw 9 from, and use those to randomly generate the stacks here. Before you do that, each of you, and again, just so you know, I'm playing a single player game. You can play this 1 to 4. For ease, I'm actually going to play single player. Let me flip this around so that the cards will be in the right direction. You'll pick one of the departments, and the department cards look like this. They'll have, in the beginning, an area telling you cards that you'll be adding to your deck. So you'll have 6 militia cards, 4 Xenoshift cards. Scratch that, reverse it. You're going to have 4 militia cards, 6 Xenoshift cards, making for 10 cards. And then your department will actually give you 2 more that you'll add. Most of them tell you a specific card type that you'll add 2 of. Another one just allows you to pick any 2 that are out here. So I am actually playing the Science Division. I like the Science Division because they get bombs cheaper. Bombs are fun, and you'll see why in a little bit here. Another part of the department card here, you'll see Wave 1, Wave 2, and Wave 3. Those are abilities that you get from your department that you're working in, depending on which wave that you're in. You'll see I've got the 3 different decks laid out here, Wave 1, 2, and 3. And I'm not sure if you can see past the Xenoshift stacks. Let me push these over here a little bit. There's a round tracker. There are actually 9 rounds in the game. The first 3 rounds are Wave 1. The second 3 rounds are Wave 2, and the last 3 rounds, those are Wave 3. So that's actually how you determine how you're going through the rounds. So again, I am Science, which allows me to put 2 high explosive grenades. Remember, I really like explosives in this game. They're a lot of fun. So, I've assigned my division. I've assembled my deck. I've generated the random stacks. I took care of that ahead of time so you guys didn't have to watch me do that. And the encounter decks are all shuffled up and ready to go. So, we start by drawing. It's a 6-card hand starting the game out. All right, at the beginning of your turn, you will acquire, after you've drawn your hand, once you get past setup, everybody's turn goes in exactly the same order. You have your pre-combat, combat, and wrap-up phase. In pre-combat, the first thing you do is you draw up to 6 cards. Then you draw 1 Xenoshift equal to the wave that you're in and put it into your hand. So right now we're in Wave 1 because we're on the first round. So I'm going to draw one of these and put it in there. That's going to give me more purchasing power. This is how much you're spending on things. You'll notice in the top right of these cards, they have a number in them telling you how much it costs to purchase the cards. Now, Xenoshift is unique among currencies in games in that it actually improves itself and it culls itself out of your deck. When we get to Wave 2, I can then start trading in 3 of the +1 Xenoshift for a single +3. So I'm taking 3 cards, pitching them, and replacing them with 1 consolidated +3. Technically, the total purchasing power value didn't go up, but as all those of us who play deck building games know, I just increased the efficiency of my deck. I got the same purchasing power out of 1 card that I was getting out of 3 before, and got those other 3 cards out. This game automates that. When you have 3 +1s in your discard pile and you're in Wave 2, you discard them, or you throw them away out of your discard pile, replace them with a +3 into your discard pile. When you move on to Wave 3, if you have 2 +3s in your discard pile, you remove them, replace them with a +6. So right now, again, I'm going to draw this +1. Then I'm going to buy items and troops. That's spending on all this out here. The first thing I do is just lay out all the Xenoshift I've got. I have 4. Now, I've played this game a couple of times. I know for a fact that I'm going to want, based on what's in my hand, some people to stop aliens, because I'm going to have aliens coming in. So I'm going to spend 2 twice and buy both of these, or 2 of the Rangers, and they go directly into my hand. Again, another change from a lot of deck building games. I just purchased a resource and got it immediately. Now, you'll notice that these are lined up with the waves. These 2 cards are the only cards that are available in Wave 1. These become available in Wave 2, and these become available in Wave 3. So with my 4, I could not possibly have bought one of those 3 of those, even though I could afford them. All right, so I have bought items and troops. I discard my Xenoshift, and now I'm going to deploy. When I deploy face up. I can put out up to 4 troops in any order that I want. I'm going to put out my 2 Rangers that I just purchased because they're a little beefier. So I'm going to put them up front. I did have a militia member. Now, I guess I'll play open-handed so you can see what I've got here. I've got my 2 high explosive grenades actually in my hand. Those are nice. Now, they don't work as equipment. They actually have this little lightning bolt symbol on them, which means they are one-offs. They can be used directly from my hand. Most equipment most equipment will not have that, like this and the armors. That means they have to be equipped to a person in order to take effect. These don't. I hold onto these and just lob them from the back row to blow up aliens. So I've deployed, I'm sorry, I actually skipped a step. We deploy the enemies first. Face down, 1, 2, 3, 4. You fill your entire tray. If you're playing with multiple people, as you're doing all these things, you're just going to take turns. I'm going to do all of my purchasing. The only thing that happens at the same time is the purchasing, actually. The purchasing is sort of a negotiation free-for-all. Everyone is purchasing and buying at the same time, so it's best that you communicate. But otherwise, deploying monsters, I deploy 4, 4, 4, 4. Deploying troops, I'll put out what I've got here, and a lot of times if you're playing with multiple people, you will talk to them. Well, hey, I'm going to put this guy out front. I'll hold this guy in the back because hopefully he'll still survive, and I'll be able to use him to help you, things like that. You know, you'll be negotiating. Right now, I'm playing by myself. I want to put the biggest guys I've got out front. Please block with your face because this guy's face is not blocking a whole lot of things. All right. So we've deployed the enemies. We've deployed my troops and items. We move directly onto the combat phase. You flip. This is where it becomes like a tower defense. These guys are just marching, trying to get to the base. The base is over here. These guys are standing here shooting at them. If there are more of them, if there are any of these guys left after they're all dead, the base takes damage. If not, it doesn't. It's that simple. So I flip the first guy over. This is a corpse eater. It says the first time this enemy would be killed, instead place it at the end of the enemy lane and heal it to 1 hit point. So he's got 3 hit points. I can't kill him in 1 swing. So this is how this works. We're going to get out our damage counters. They're going to swing simultaneously. He swings and hits my ranger for 1. My ranger swings and hits him for 2. Neither one of them are dead, but neither one of them are happy. So the ranger takes 1. The corpse eater takes 2. Since nobody's dead, positioning doesn't change. They attack again. He'll take another 1. He will take enough to kill him, but that puts him at the end of the line, moving them all forward, and heals him up to 1 hit point. So he's got 2 more damage on him. Now we're going to start all over with the next enemy, and this ranger is already hurt. So I flip this over. A 1/3 leech. Each time this enemy kills a troop, it gains +2 power this round. Well, that's not good because he is about to kill him. So my ranger hits him, does 2 damage to it. But the leech kills my ranger, who then goes into the discard pile. The leech is now, I don't have any markers to help me remember this, but he is a 3/1. So my next ranger steps forward. The leech swings for 3. The Ranger swings for 2. They both die. So the Leech will go over here to the discard pile for wave 1. The Ranger will go directly to the discard pile here. And things are looking pretty rough for my base on the first round. Our third creature is a Swarmer. The first time this enemy attacks each round, it deals its damage before troops attack. So, for those of you who've played Magic, this is first strike. This comes up in a lot of different games. He is going to swing for 3 damage on my Militia before the Militia gets to do anything, which is too bad because that guy's only got 1 hit point. That means the Militia is dead. And I did not save any of my guys. So now we get to the damaging the base portion. When I started the game, I set this to 15. You set it to a multiple of 15 for each player that you've got in the game. So 15, 30, 45, or 60. They're each going to deal their full damage. He is a 3, so I'm going to go down to 12. And then this is discarded. This one flips. And it is a Charger. This enemy deals any damage exceeding a troop's. Okay, so it doesn't matter. He deals 3 more damage. I am down to 9. And then this almost dead guy comes through and does 1 more, adding insult to injury. So I'm at 8. Now it's been 1 round. I've got 8 more of these to go, and I'm already down to less than half of my hit points. This is going to be a tough go. We'll do 1 more round, and then kind of show you how things can go from there. So I do get to hold on to these. We go back to the top of drawing up to 6. So I draw 4 more cards. I draw 1 more +1 Xenoshift them. I'm going to use this to mark the round, so we're on round 2. Now this time I only have 2. I'm going to buy something over here. I'm going to buy armor. My guys could have used that last time. Then I'm going to deploy the monsters, the aliens, the enemies, and then my guys. Sadly, there are only a few of them, and they are little fellas. So Militia, 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 and this one's going to have Pulsar armor. Now, last round, I didn't use the 2 explosive grenades that I had because I wanted you to see what would actually happen if they broke through, how quickly this can get ahead of you. If I hadn't drawn these cards into my hand, this could have become a really rough can become a really rough game for you. So this round I'll show you why I like grenades. We're going to go right to the combat. We've got wave 1, the Swarmer. The first time this enemy attacks, each round it deals its damage before troops attack. You know, I don't actually feel like having that happen because he's going to kill this guy. So I'm just going to throw a grenade at him, and he's dead. It deals 3 damage to 1 enemy. That's discarded. He's discarded. My troop didn't even have to worry about it. 1 enemy down. And he moves down. So now I've got another Swarmer. Okay, this is gonna take out my guy as well. You know what? I'm gonna burn another one of these. So now I'm down to 2 enemies. A drone. If this enemy kills a troop or deals the base damage, the next time you would draw cards, draw 1 less card. I don't want that to happen. Luckily, I don't have to worry about it because he's got that armor on. It deals 2 damage to him, which is less than it takes. Now you'll see the armor actually adds 2 to his health, so it takes 3 to kill him now. He's still alive. He deals 2 damage to the drone. The drone is not. We're down to 1. It's another drone. Now this time it is going to, unfortunately, kill him, but I'm also going to kill the drone. No damage gets through. You know, had I done that the first turn, I probably could have saved the base the first turn, but then maybe I wouldn't have been able to the second turn. So you've got a limited amount of resources. You are working against the clock because you know, as you're going, it's getting more difficult. The guys in wave 1, they're tough. But, you know, they're problems and they've got some cool abilities. The guys in wave 2 are problems. And the guys in wave 3 require you to have your deck working efficiently. They require you to have built a theme into your deck. If you've just been randomly picking a card with your eyes closed and buying that one every time, you're going to have a really hard time with wave 3 because those guys are extremely powerful. And in each one of these waves, there are bosses. The bosses always come with they're more powerful. For instance, the Bile Roach in Wave 1. He's a 3/4 where we were seeing 2 2s and 3 1s. And each time he kills a troop, I burn that troop and deal the base 2 damage. Now burn means gone. It doesn't go back to the stack. It doesn't go to the discard pile. I'm sorry, it doesn't go to the discard pile. It goes back to the stack. It is removed from your deck. It goes back here, and if you want it again, you have to pay for it again. So that guy can be really powerful. And all the bosses are like that. They've got special abilities that set themselves aside. They've got slightly higher statistics. You're going to keep doing this over and over. And in a 2 to 4 player game, you're going to be going around the table. Maybe I've got explosives. Someone else is playing the med bay. So I'm throwing grenades over there to them, helping kill their guys. They're throwing healing packs at me, helping me to continue to survive. The whole time we are trying to get through that first wave so that we can get to wave 2 because we want those stormtroopers, field medics, and paratroopers. I really like the stormtroopers. Field medics are nice too, though. They give you the ability to heal someone else when you're using them in combat. I also want to start consolidating my Xenoshift, get my deck to run a little bit more efficiently, pare it down, get fewer cards in there and make sure that the cards I've got are stronger and more powerful. And this game, like I said, it automates that. It does that automatically. As you're going, again, your life is dropping. There is no way in this base set to repair the base. So if it goes down, you just have less to deal with. You had better do better next turn. Because if you can't do better next turn, you're just going to lose. So it does give you that pulse pounding feeling. I really, really like the game. Like I told you last time, everyone, whether you like cooperative games, you like deck building games, or you like both, you should give this a shot. But that's all the time I've got for today. I want to thank our sponsors, Dual Bus Design, Excelsior Games and Comics, and SoundG Entertainment. And once again, I will see you in the Nerdverse.